Okay, today was the third and quite possibly one of the more final days of orientation. Tomorrow is going to be focusing mostly on the Supreme Court, touring the Supreme Court, all that kind of stuff. So we won't. It's thought to be quite different, but today there were several things that we did for orientation. We started with a mock exam. This is all based off of the stuff that the cases that we reviewed over the last couple of days. So we focused a lot on the attractive nuisance doctrine in this exam, making sure that we had that IRAC all written down properly and making sure you had that issue, the rule, the analysis, and then the conclusion. And you did that for each of the 5 elements of the attractive nuisance doctrine. Just to review what that was, just for my sake, the first element means that the owner knows that there is a potential of a child to trespass on the property. 2, that there's a dangerous thing or item or the property itself is dangerous. 3, because the youth of the child, they don't know of the dangers of the property. 4, because you weigh the pros and the cons of, you weigh the risk, the utility to the possessor of the land versus the injuries that the child might suffer. And then 5th, you see whether or not the possessor of the land made changes to make that more worthwhile and to make that more safe, to minimize the danger or prevent the injury to the danger thereof. Okay, anyway, so that was the mock exam. I'm focused on that for a bit. And then we went into crucial conversations, and this was focusing mainly on how to be inclusive, focus a lot on diversity, making sure that you debate, you're civil, but you're not being really just a huge jerk, and just be a good person is really the biggest part of that. Next, we went into lunch, and then we started talking about research. And research was the biggest thing for me that was quite difficult. I will have to review a lot. But research there, let me just try and sum it up real quick, is there will be several books that we use for our assignments, and then books that we use to find the answers to our assignments. So books for problem sets and books to find the answers for those problems. Then we had to meet the faculty, where we talked to several of the professors, asked them questions about what they thought about the Socratic method, meaning calling on you during class and having you answer questions right then, and tips that they had for first-year law school students, how to deal with the stress. Most of it was a recap from what we've heard in the past, is knowing why you're here, reviewing why you're here, reflecting on that whenever you feel overwhelmed, and then just working hard, trying hard. Finally, we had an ice cream social with the student organization fair, where we focused on all of the organizations that the school offers. For me, I want to focus on the moot court and the law review. Those are going to be my 2 biggest goals for law school. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully my speech clears up so that I can perform better when it comes to tryouts for the moot court. But that's the game plan. That was how this day of orientation went, and that's how we'll go for the rest of the time. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Law Schoolers. Before I let you go, there are 4 things I want to say. The first thing is, if you enjoyed these episodes and if you enjoyed the website, I would invite you to go and join Law Schoolers Pro. And you can do that by going to lawschoolers.com/join. It's a way for you to support us, but there's also a lot of features there that I think you will enjoy. Second thing is that nearly all of our episodes are unedited. The only ones that aren't are pre-law materials, and the reason for that is so you can actually see the legal material in its raw form as I'm learning it as well. The third thing is that the information contained in these episodes are specifically only for educational purposes. They're not to be used as legal advice. And with that, the fourth thing is, if it is used as legal advice, we are not liable. That is, law scholars is not liable for any legal outcomes. Thank you again for enjoying the show. Have a good one.